All right, well, thank you so much for staying with us. This morning, we have Sergeant Carmona with the Harlingen Police Department talking about two very important topics. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate it. All right, so the first topic, back to school. You have some tips for us this morning.
Yes, we want to make sure that everyone leaves early and be patient because the lines are going to be long. There's going to be a lot of kids getting off at the cars, and so we want to make sure that you're there in time and that you got to slow down in all the school zones. Don't use that cell phone in the school zone. And I want to bring up the point that even if you're on the driveway of the school property, you still cannot use your cell phone. And that's most critical there because that's when the kids are getting out of their cars. So you want to pay attention. Focus on what you're doing there. Focus on the driving.
Absolutely, and the cell phone part is really important too because sometimes people are not thinking. They're in that summer drive set mind.
Definitely.
When back to school, especially for Harlingen, it's today. So
yes.
How important is it to kind of change that thinking of mind?
Definitely change it. The pattern, the driving patterns are going to be crazy. There's going to be more cars out there on the roadway, and you got comfortable in the summertime where it's less traffic, but now it's outrageous. So that's why I say leave early, be prepared, and then watch out for those school buses while you're out there. Okay, so on the school buses, they'll give you a yellow light telling you that a red light's coming. So anywhere from 100 to 500 feet, depending on the district, you'll know that there's going to be a red light. You cannot pass that school bus when that red light is deployed.
Yeah.
Because the kids are getting off, and they always don't get off on the driver's side and stay there. They get off on the passenger side, and they sometimes across the street. So you got to be prepared. That's why we want traffic to stop on both directions for that school bus. Only if there is an island, a barrier between those two lanes of traffic, then you won't have to stop. But in most cases here in the valley, they're all unbarricaded roadways. Even if it has a single left turn lane only, that one still you have to stop no matter what. So the fines are outrageous. It can be $500 to $1,250.
Yeah.
And then it's depending on if it's a multiple previous convictions, a fatality, then it could be a state jail felony. So it's outrageous. So just be prepared, stop for the school buses, let the kids get off.
Absolutely, and especially with kids too, because sometimes they run off the bus or they're running home or running to the bus, so you got to be careful.
And a good point, because they're not only running straight, they're running different directions. And that's what happened to us last year. One of the children got off and he ran across the other street and got hit. So it's important to always look out for the kids and let them have that right away.
Absolutely. And Sergeant Carmona, another topic we want to talk about is drinking and driving. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, we're going to start this Friday throughout the whole valley and TxDOT. Texas DPS as well, extra enforcements for Labor Day DWI enforcement. We want to make sure people understand that the Labor Day is one of our deadliest holidays because it associates a lot with alcohol, end of the summer, parties, football games, things like that. So we want to make sure that you're aware that we're going to be out there. Take the options of designated driver, ride sober programs, taxis, even call us if you had to. We'll get you home safely. But the idea is to get those people off the roadways. We want to end the streak of fatalities on the roadway, especially due to DWIs, because that's 100% preventable. All you got to do is just plan ahead so that you don't drive while you're intoxicated.
And the thing is, you want people to have fun and go out with their families and enjoy that time with each other because that's good quality time right there. But the thing is to do it in a smart way.
Exactly. Plan ahead. Because you can't do it after you've been drinking because that's when your judgment goes. So we want you to plan ahead to have a fallback. Even tell the bartender there, hey, I'm going to stay there and drink, but make sure I get a ride and here's my keys. And then and a lot of times bartenders make sure that the cars that are left behind don't get towed away. So you're protected. And it's a lot cheaper than getting a DWI, which is outrageously expensive.
Absolutely. And so for both situations, back to school and for your Labor Day celebrations, you'll have more officers patrolling the areas.
Definitely. Matter of fact, as soon as we leave here, I'm going out there to get in some of the school districts just to make sure everybody slows down. The object is be prepared, leave early, plan ahead for the DWI so that you don't have one, end that streak of fatalities on the roadways in Texas, and just watch out for the children while you're out there.
All good things to keep in mind. Sergeant Carmona, thank you so much for coming on the show and giving us things to think about, especially for today and the upcoming future.
Definitely.
All right, thank you so much for joining us this morning. So let's go ahead and send things over to meteorologist Brianna Medina with more.